Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening or good night. This is Jen at Jen's Arty Inclinations, a place to create, share and play.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm back again with the PPG Choose 6 Challenge and we're in week 5. Now, again, I decided that I would just go with prompts that Lynn drew, and this month we can actually thank her husband for choosing some random numbers for us. And this is what they matched up to: magazine, dictionary, flower, cursive, sewing pattern and bling. For sewing pattern, I cut out the girls on the front of a pattern that I had. Love the front of that card. Lovely greeting card. So I'm going to use that. Here I'm just cutting it down to size. I'm keeping it really quite simple. Instead of doing the cutting of the corners that I normally do, I decided that I'd just give them a little tap, and that just softened the edges. It just ever so slightly rounds them. It's a bit of a cheat way to do it. So this is a technique. I like to layer my inks sometimes. So this is firstly to knock back the white a little bit, but also to just give it a bit of a grungy look with a bit of a border look. This is the layering bit really that I'm talking about. So there's a light layer in the middle just to knock down the white. Then there's a layer as a border. And now I'm adding a third layer, which is actually the cursive stamp. Now I'm not trying to get a perfect imprint. I'm trying to get it just imperfect, missing some bits. Everyone who is really into stamping will be horrified that I'm not using my acrylic block here. But, you know, it works. It's all good. The next step. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember. All right. The next step was I just wanted to sort of bring the front into that grunginess of the back. So here I'm just doing some very, very light stamping on the front. See how there's just that faded cursive text in the back? I love that look. I just, you know, you can have this lovely and crisp and clean, or you can add that kind of grunge touch to it. You don't have to worry about getting it perfect because of that. So it helps me be a little bit more free. Here are the pieces that I'm using. Her earrings, she's got some lovely bling earrings on. So that's my bling. Then we've got the flowers. So that flower was from a magazine, and the actual cursive text there is also from a magazine. So that's another couple of prompts. Then I just stamped flower on the dictionary page, and I've got a dictionary definition. And as I said, she's from the front of a sewing pattern. All right, so we've got everything in there. Now it's just putting it together. So to make it easier on myself, I really limited the stuff that I pulled out. I've only really got another 3 or 4 pieces around me, and I think that really helped me pull this together a lot quicker. Firstly, having the prompts meant it was easy to limit myself. Now, unfortunately, I did accidentally skip the bit that I was pasting those pieces down that I just showed you, but truly, you saw how I was laying them out. You can just see that they're layered on top of each other in that corner. The only extra bit I did was that hole punch. So I had a little I'd cut out a little earring from a magazine, and that was a bling earring. It was a little diamante earring stud. So I cut that out, the circle, and then I did a hole punch in the centre, and then that just went around the hole punch that I did at the top of the card. It just gave it a tiny touch of bling, tiny touch of rustic at the same time, and then I put the blingy ribbons through. The only other thing I did off camera that you hadn't seen was just put a little bit of washi tape across the bottom that also had some bling. So I decided that since I'd skipped that I would decorate the front with you as well. And I'm really glad I did, because actually it made the whole thing so much better. So see, mistakes are awesome. They just teach us so much. We suddenly create these things we never intended, and they turn out really well. Now, so if you think about it, this is my 2 lots of week 5 PPG Choose 6 challenge. How's that? Well, actually, I did do another one though, but I'm kind of counting it as 3. So at the end, I'll just show you a little envelope that I did using some slightly different techniques in a really groovy closing measure. Now here I'm faffing with layout. Again, some magazine pictures that I've cut out, the words of the magazine, the little numbers are actually the pattern number. And again, I just put that on a book page to make a little border. There's a little stamp on a dictionary page. So it's all there on the front as well, including the little bit of bling right at the top. And I believe she is wearing a necklace, so we could also, count that as bling if we wanted to. Anyway, here, a little technique. I faffed so much. I did not want to lose that layout. So I glued from the top down so that I could just kind of hold them in place. Simply doing some inking just to blend it all in together. It kind of gives it a more uniform look, makes it look a little bit more like it's meant to go together. Doing it this gluing top-down way and trying to keep my positioning. You can see I'm getting quite awkward, but it actually worked. It's amazing how you just get used to that sort of thing as you go along. Alrighty, so the next thing is now putting down that big piece. So I glued it all down at the back and added all that in. And then you can see there, by the way, that blue flower, that big blue flower, was actually a bird bath from a TVSN magazine. I may or may not have bought some purchasing from the television at some point. And so, yes, I had that magazine, and that's where I got the jewellery from as well. So, yeah, that was pretty handy, pretty easy. So just gluing around the edges, because obviously didn't get, quite the same, but that lovely needle nose worked really well. So what do you reckon? I think it's such a cute journal card. Again, a slightly different style for me, which is terrific because it pushes me. I love how the back turned out, and I love how the front works in with it. Actually, I just really love it. So you can imagine it just sitting in a pocket. It's a good size. Greeting cards are often a lovely, big, spacious journal card to use in your journals. So lots of fun. There's just a closer look. And I believe the dictionary definition I used, can't quite read it here. I think it was fabulous or something like that. I thought that was a bit of fun because, these girls are fabulous. So popped it under my mat just to press it down. Here is the envelope that I did. So you can see I used my little cursive again and I stamped the envelope, just the bottom half. Then I put some dictionary pages in to line it. So that was good. I didn't need to cut the whole sheet down. I just cut the edge. And then this is my groovy little closure. So that's dictionary pages and magazine pages and the pattern number again. There's a little flower, and that's where my bling is, in the ribbon and just underneath the little button underneath the flower. So there you go. See how she just slips in and out? Isn't that just so cool? I love this envelope. Just love it.
You can like and subscribe below, and as always, keep creating. See you next time. Bye. Bye.